Today's video we're going to talk about organic pest control. When you have a garden, you're going to have bugs that come to your garden. Every plant seems to have a pest that targets it, and we want to learn how to control that organically. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you some steps that you can take that's going to help that. Now, I don't spray chemicals in my garden, so I do get a little more insect damage than people who do spray chemicals. But with what I'm doing, I don't have chemicals in my food, and I'm not hurting the pollinators. We have bees. And if I come out here and spray poisons on my garden, I'm going to end up killing my bees, and they're going to bring them poisons back to the honey. It's just a bad deal. So this organic system, I think in time, it works better. But at the beginning stages, it's a slow process, and you got to kind of stay with it, and it's a little bit more work than chemicals, but it's going to be a lot better in the long run. So what you want to start out with is beneficial nematodes. When God created the earth, he made all the bad bugs kind of live in the ground and all the good bugs in the air, so it works out really well. So if you put beneficial nematodes in the ground, what they are is a microorganism that gets inside of the insects that are in the ground, and it ruptures their insides and it kills them. So you sprinkle beneficial nematodes. Now you have to do that in the spring, so I'm not able to show you that to you guys right now. But what you do is you order the nematodes, you put them on the ground, and you water them, and the directions come in, and they'll saturate the ground with the water, and they'll go inside and they'll find their way around the ground. Now, we had real bad grub worms when we started here, and literally within a month of putting nematodes down, we lost most all of our grub worms. We don't have any problems with that. The second thing you need to do is get some diatomaceous earth. Now, diatomaceous earth scratches the exoskeleton of insects. So you want to put it to where the insects are crawling around, so when they crawl across them, it scratches them up and then they end up dying. Now you want to be careful, and you don't want to put this on flowers, and you don't want to put this where the good insects are going to go, because then it'll kill them as well. So what I do is I sprinkle it on the ground, and if I have a problem, like I've got some pumpkins right here and some squash that have gotten some bugs on them. We've had so much water and we've just got a little bit of an issue. So I'm going to sprinkle it on them today, and it's going to wipe out everything that gets on them. But we got a rain coming, and it'll wash all that down onto the ground, and it'll end up being good again. So with diatomaceous earth, you can apply it multiple ways. They make a little puffer that you can spray, and it'll shoot it out, and it doesn't use very much. Or I'll take some and just put it in a cup, and I just kind of sprinkle it on the ground around where I'm going. And if you put it all around your plants, then good insects aren't getting it because they're on top of your plants. The bad insects are crawling on the ground to get to your plants, so it's going to end up getting rid of them. The next thing is to have a good, healthy system. If you have mulch down on your ground, you're bringing in better insects, you're bringing in and keeping them nematodes more alive, and you're doing more stuff that's going to change the habitat area around for the insects, and that helps eliminating a lot of bugs. Healthy soil works a lot. The next thing you can do is you can make some organic repellent. Now this stuff is a temporary thing. When you spray it, it's only going to work as you're spraying it. If it rains on it, it's going to wash it off. It works really good, but if you get a rain or you water your garden, you need to apply it again. So say you got grasshoppers or you got squash bugs or you got something like that that's coming into your garden, you can make some of this spray and spray it on your plants, and it's going to repel them off. And it's going to keep them away, and then you just add it as you need it. And what this is it's dehydrated cayenne pepper. So we take a gallon of water, and I add about a cup and a half of dehydrated cayenne pepper. Or you can go to the grocery store and you can buy cayenne pepper that's already done, and you can put that into the water. Now I like to raise my own because I don't know what chemicals were sprayed on the cayenne that you buy at the store. So it's cayenne pepper. I take a couple cloves of garlic and I mash them all down, and I take an onion, I mash it all down, and I put it in a jug. And when I do that, that jug I sit in the refrigerator and I let it sit for several days. Then when I get done, I'll shake it all up, I run it through a strainer, and I put it into a little spray bottle like this that I use on house plants or in my greenhouse or anything like that, or I put it into a big pump sprayer to spray. And basically, you just spray this on the leaves like that. And when you spray that on the leaves, any of the insects that come around, it burns their senses. They don't want it on them. So it works really, really, really well. The only thing is while you're spraying it, you need to keep it shaken up to where it's not getting clogged up, because all the stuff that's in there is gonna end up wanting to get solid, and it'll clog your sprayers up, or it won't be mixed as good as it is. So you want to shake it up and just kind of spray it on the plants. And as you spray it on the plants, that will repel everything. Now I'm going to tell you from experience, I was a cop for 20 years. You do not want to get this stuff on you and let it drip down into your crotch area, because I'm telling you what, there's nothing more that burns in the world than cayenne dripping down into those parts. So make sure you don't have that. Also, be aware of people who are allergic to spices. If there's somebody in your family or any of your friends, or you're taking produce to somebody that you don't know their diet, it needs to be known that this is being sprayed on it. Because people who are allergic to spices and some of this stuff gets on it, you could cause a serious reaction. I know, like my mother-in-law, she's allergic to spices, and it causes a lot of problems thinking about that. So anyhow, This stuff works, guys. Using a little bit of this, some diatomaceous earth, and some beneficial insects such as nematodes, praying mantis, ladybugs, you can eradicate the insects. It takes a little bit longer, but once you get the system established over a couple years, it's going to be amazing. It's going to work out, and you're going to get rid of your insects naturally without having chemicals in your food. So I hope this helps, and we'll see you guys in the next video.